to the Capricorn new moon and starting our tarot card reading to guide us in a good direction for the next 6 months. Cheers.
We are 7 green sisters.
Okay. So you guys, today we're doing a video to show you how we do card readings for ourselves, just the entire way that we go about it. The only part that you aren't seeing is that we will usually smudge or sage ourselves or use juniper burns or something to smoke cleanse our energy and to push on like sort of good intentions and let our spirit guides come through and cleanse us of all of the crap we might be walking in with in the daytime when we all get together to do our card readings. So this is the first video we've ever done like this. You're at a very interesting angle, which is brand new for us. We're hoping to be able to show you our entire table. There is a part of it that's out of reach, but we're just inviting you to come in and see how we do our card readings exactly the way we normally do them. So we will not be really directly talking to the camera. We're going to be talking to each other and you'll just be tuning in. So this is how we start our card readings. All right. So first, my cat's scratching at the door. She wants that. I always light a candle. This is how I start my process with each thing that I do, whether it's ritual, card reading, whatever, wherever I am, I always invite in my team of light. And I do that by lighting the candle and asking them to be present, help me receive messages. Anybody that I'm reading with, I ask Joline's team of light to be here with us today. I ask for Kat's team of light to be here with us today so that we can receive messages to help guide us on our path to become our highest persons, our highest selves, our truest purpose in this lifetime. So that is the start of everything with the candle. Then Kat has made this awesome crystal holder for me that I use when I'm traveling, or I keep all of my crystals in there for the table. I have a stick of selenite. This is for spirit communication. I do 2, yeah, there's not a great place for her drinks at the moment. Yeah. 2 amethysts on either corner. This is bringing in love and light from our spirit guides. We're doing this in the highest purpose with nothing malicious intended. Next, we have smoky quartz, which is to help reduce our own egos to receive messages fully from spirit. I have one pointed in a direction opposite of the other one so that we complete a circle as we lay them. Next, we have clear quartz. And I use this to amplify the other stone's energies. Again, so these stones are pointed in the same direction. It comes around and then these stones are pointed so that we make a full circle. Lastly is fluorite. And I love fluorite because as much as smoky quartz will absorb negative energy and help us forget our egos and be more in tune with ourselves, that's exactly what fluorite will do. It will help you just be your truest self and speak truth rather than from an ego or your human side trying to get what you want. So I always place these up here with the amethyst. They're actually very closely related in stone. I dropped my deck. I dropped the deck. It was sitting on my leg.
Oops, we'll cut that part out.
So the deck that I do use most of the time is Kim Cran's the Wild Unknown Tarot. I connect with it. I think my mom actually got me the spirit animal spirit cards, and then I bought the tarot deck for it. And I just, ever since then, oh man, our messages are so on point all the time. All the time. So I know for us right now, the one thing we haven't discussed yet is because it's the Capricorn full moon and we are looking at goal, structure, career, things that we want to work on between now and the full moon in Capricorn in 6 months. We haven't decided on a question that we're going to ask the cards. Do we want to brainstorm that now?
That's one each, right?
We can each ask our own question.
Yeah, that's how we usually do it.
Yeah. So
So I always, one of the things that I always do is just ask the universe to bring me the message that I need to hear right now. And that's how I
So
phrase it. And that's exactly how I phrase it. It's like, just whatever message I need to know, show me that in the cards. So that's what I do.
I do the same thing unless there is something very specific
Very
going on
pressing.
in my life that I know a direct answer that I want to ask. I do the same thing. I'll just say, a team of light, please come here, join us, and let me receive any message that you may have for me that will be, will help guide me in the next month.
for sure. Okay, well, I love that. We're gonna stick with that because we are doing a single card draw today. And new moon is just a couple, or new moon, full moon is just a couple days away. And going into this full moon, we'll have this guidance from our team of light on the other side, helping us to understand what's going on, what we should be working towards. And what's crazy is I feel very focused during this time. I've been super goal and structure focused on the business and creating new things and just
Brainstorming.
we took this 2 months off from the meetup to really get super focused and bring everything together. So I almost feel like my message today will probably be like, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if I
And that's okay.
and that's totally fine. Like, just acknowledgement that, I like connecting with my team of light and hearing what they have to say as far as thoughts. Or if they're like, hey, you're doing great, awesome, keep going. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's super empowering.
So I have a thing going on right now.
Ooh, you have a thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a thing going on right now. I think I told you about this, about learning from my old boss about the new boss. And then, my company has recently undergone a management change, and there's a new guy at the head. And I worked for the old guy for like 25 years or something, who ran it. And I recently talked to him, and he was sort of slamming the new guy about he doesn't have leadership style and he's spending all this money and all this kind of stuff. And so it's kind of made me wonder or be concerned about what my career is. I'm at the end of my career. I'm 63 years old, so I've only got till I'm about 70 to work. But I don't want to be out of a job before then. And it made me kind of concerned, like, do I need to be concerned? So today, since we're talking about career, I might ask the universe, my question would be, like, what does the future hold for me in terms of my career, where I am right now? Is there a change that's coming? I want to know. I would like to be forewarned if there's a change that's coming, because I don't want to be, blindsided by, not having a job in a year or two or something like that because of this change in management. So I think that is where I will focus. As I think about, drawing the card that I'm going to draw, that's what I'm going to think about is like, is there anything that I need to know related to that? To prepare myself for that? Because that's kind of a big deal. That would totally change my life. If, next year, this year, or whatever, I was just, for whatever reason, lose my job. That would throw a lot of things. That would be a major change, and at a very critical time for me, because it's not like I'm ready to go out and start a new career. I'm older, I'm a senior basically, which is really weird to say because I don't feel like I'm a senior at all.
Doesn't feel like it.
I still feel like I'm 35 or 40 like my daughters.
I still feel 28. I don't know.
I'm more at like 22, also sometimes 16.
So I don't know. So I kind of feel like I know where your mind is, because you're so focused on building a Seven Green Sisters brand right now and all of the things, especially with the classes that you're trying to build. So I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I feel like that
know the story. It's okay.
I know your story. And then Joe, for you, I don't know. I feel like there's a different path for Joe somewhere out there, like this thing that she wants to do. She's working. I feel like there's something else that you're supposed to be doing and not working in the construction. Like you're supposed to be out there on the road blogging, what's her name? The girl that died. Mom. I'm sorry. Well, we need someone to replace her now. Gabby.
Thanks.
I know. Okay.
We're gonna edit that out.
That's not going to be in there.
We're gonna edit that.
All right. Well, I just feel like, for you, like there's an opportunity for you that you haven't explored yet.
But then we will miss her.
But I will be so close.
So close.
I will
Okay.
always
All
be
right.
so
But listen, we won't miss her because she'll be all over social media. There'll be no way for us to miss her.
Don't make me
So,
miss it.
and I don't know if you feel any of that energy yourself, but I've always kind of felt that for you.
I truly do want to be a gypsy. I would love to travel and not really have a place to call home. Like, I like the idea of that. I'm currently very happy with the job that I have. I'm working for a home builder, and I've been in the construction industry for I think 7 years now. And I've built my way up from just answering phones to, you know, making a decent salary. So I'm happy in
And
my
she's
career.
like a project manager more type of thing now, right?
Yeah, right.
That's more your role now
Yes.
than receptionist or whatever. where you
Yes,
started.
correct. But of course, there's also the part of me that wants to be totally into Seven Green Sisters and a part of that. So yeah, I have like 3 little areas where I'm like, I like this. I'm happy here. It's making me money. I love Green Sisters. I will always be a part of Seven Green Sisters. And you know, then there's the gypsy side. So maybe I need to ask for guidance on
Soul calling.
my direction.
All right, we are going to read one at a time so that we have the full use of the deck. I'm going to take a moment to cleanse and ask for, I think Joline's going to go first. I just chose that for you. I'm going to ask for her team of light to come forward with her message. And I just shuffle until I feel like there's a nudge, a universal nudge to hand them over to her. Just get them nice and ready for her.
While that's happening in my head, I'm also asking my team of light to come forward and be present and deliver any messages that they may have for me and all of the things that I'm interested in doing.
Lead her to her highest purpose. Her
That's,
greatest
that's,
growth.
I think that's always really just a good one, you know, as a general rule is like, you know, guide me to my highest purpose. Because sometimes we don't know what our highest purpose is. We're like on a path and we think that's
It's a
where we're
journey.
supposed to go. We think that's what we're supposed to be doing, but then something happens and we find out like, whoop, hard left, and we end up somewhere else completely different.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of life. You know?
Yeah, I was supposed to do hair, and I ended up in the construction industry. How the hell that works, I don't know.
The many changes.
I am going to do a quick shuffle for myself. Again, ask my team of light to come forward and be here with me and deliver any message. I don't have much room.
Yeah, you have to move the light over a little because you got. I don't have crystals in front of me like you
Yeah.
guys do, so move the candle over.
We
call
could
it
move,
a
we
light.
could move the crystals in a little bit, maybe. No?
Oops. You stay. There's no wood. It's just. We'll move the light around so that there's more area.
I can't shuffle like that.
That's okay. Shuffle how you feel comfortable.
I only can shuffle one way. If you can only shuffle one way, that's okay. Then you're like me.
I tried to tell her to use her boobs. So
But what? Boobs.
I love it. Card reading.
we always end up somewhere inappropriate somehow.
Always.
Listen, I raised in that way. The dinner table was always the place to have the most inappropriate conversation. Sorry.
What?
Nothing. Oh, the Daughter of Pentacles. All right, awesome.
I'll get that one off.
Yeah, Daughter of Pentacles.
I get this card often, and I love this card.
So in just first impressions, we know that Pentacles is going to be dealing with career and money.
Correct.
So this is exactly what we're asking for. The fact that it's Daughter of Pentacles means that it's a personal thing. It's a person within your life. We're looking at people or situations. It could represent you. So this could be your card for you. And the book says, so the key words are responsible, kind, and supportive. Yes.
Yes.
You'll usually find the Daughter of Pentacles behind the scenes rather than out in the spotlight. we're trying to pull you into that spotlight right now. You're stepping in there. Though quite shy, she's extremely hardworking and responsible. She handles details and logistics well. People depend on her. Yeah, you've always been in a position where that's true. She has vast amounts of inner strength. That's that Taurus. Like all of the Pentacles family, the daughter thrives when in nature. Also a huge Taurus sign.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For sure.
So much so.
Yes.
So I love that it's responsible because you have a job that completes all of your responsibilities. The kind part, which is meaning that like you spread yourself into people's lives who need you. And then supportive, which is you know, after you've gone through what you've gone through and coming into the business with us too, like after the small break, that's the support. You want to show up for us. You want to help build this. And it's beautiful. So knowing that the Pentacles is that for career and money, I mean, it's perfect. What do you think?
I think that it touched on pretty much all aspects, you know, it all three of the things that I mentioned, it touched on, you know, it's the thing that's bringing me money right now that I've become decently successful at.
Yep.
It touched on me showing up and showing my support for Seven Green Sisters and being more active and attentive and present.
Because this is not a paying gig yet.
No, they don't pay me.
We don't get paid at all. Nobody's making any money here.
Nobody's getting paid.
Yet. Big word, yet.
But then the nature part, you know, and that's me being the gypsy and being able to travel and see everything because that is truly where I'm happiest when I am in nature and I'm exploring the world. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I so want that.
I love it for you.
I do too.
So that was your career card, which is it's a gentle career card. It's not like get your ass to work,
Yeah.
or anything. It's like you are kind, supportive, and responsible.
Yeah.
That's a nice career card for sure.
I agree.
Well, thank you to the team of Life for bringing that forward. For sure. All right, Kat's gonna be up next. I'm gonna move the candle back and the book down so that I don't drop anything else. All right. Put your energy onto those cards, Mama. If you want to move this over the camera. And we're ready. Your card for the Capricorn. Whoa!
Transformation.
Shit! They might be coming sooner than you think.
Transformation.
So Kat got the Death card, which we all know is the card of transformation. It is really, even though it says death, it's really rebirth.
It is. I agree.
So that
it is a rebirth.
I would think that from what you were asking from your guides, that your transition could be coming faster than you were expecting.
Which is what I
suspect.
Yeah. Which is the energy that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Something is about to change.
Yeah.
Sooner than I anticipated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the book says for death, the keywords are closure. So ending a chapter, which you've been working for your company now for
27 years.
27 years.
I'm 36.
I'm 41, so most of our lives.
Yeah, long time. Very long time.
And the other word, of course, is transformation. So I love that also, here's a little tidbit of universal light. It's card 13.
Oh.
The full moon falls on the 13th.
Oh.
I got chills.
Okay.
So a true message for you, especially within the numerology sense, that this is really something that as this happens, there's probably that you need to start making plans for things to transition and just to know they're coming. That's it.
Well, the thing about me is like, I'm not a big planner, you know?
Wait, I thought we talked about your Virgo moon and all your like
Well,
organizations.
with certain things though,
Yeah.
I just sort of like,
It's
when it comes, I deal with it
Yeah.
and I figure it out.
Yeah.
So I can't, some things are hard to anticipate.
Sure.
In my life, that's been my experience because I've had to, you know, by hook and crook, get by.
Hook and
Hook and
crook.
crook.
This
What
is
is
new
that?
one. I've not heard hook and crook.
We're so young. Some of these, whatever we're saying, they don't know. Hook and crook. Yeah.
You've never heard that.
Idioms.
Yeah.
I used to know
Whatever,
idioms.
Yeah.
Idioms.
No, I've always had to, you know, think fast
Figure
on
it
my
out.
feet
Yeah, yeah.
and be flexible
Yeah.
and willing to just do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
That's how I've always operated in my life because those are the circumstances that I was dealt. And so that's what I did. So I don't know how much I can plan for what's coming, but I do want to hear what the cards, what the entire description of the card says.
So, no one loves the sight of the death card in a reading. We spend most of our lives denying death altogether. Not if you're a witch, I don't think so. I think we embrace
By the
it.
way, I'm in the death care industry.
Yeah,
This is true.
this is true.
I'm in the
Double-
death care industry.
Double whammy. Double. Okay. So you
Okay.
got 13, death. Great.
Mhm.
So when this card appears, it's easy to get frightened or think that it's bad. Don't let drama distract you from the message. Something in your life needs to end.
Mm.
Something. It didn't say career, although this
No,
is a
it didn't.
career reading.
This is a career reading. But
It needs closure. This will happen voluntarily or involuntarily, so with a plan or without one. Either way, you will feel a positive transformation begin after the initial forms of suffering have passed.
oh, joy.
So we're going to get you a little bit of pain and suffering, but then you're going to be really happy.
Well, you know, one of the things that I see in this is that there are people coming up behind me that I'm now training
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
to do my job.
Yeah,
So when I leave,
yeah,
and there's, you know, that's bittersweet
yeah.
when you're like, now I'm training people who are going to take over when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gone is going to be,
Mhm.
but I mean, the writing's on the wall and it's inevitable. We all get to the point where we retire, even if we don't want to. But
So what's really wild is that because I'm doing this estate planning with the marriage stuff and like planning for the death of my husband, which is super scary. When I hear you say this, we all get to that point where we have to train the next people.
Mhm.
That's sort of how I think of Seven Green Sisters, because eventually we will all leave this
Mhm.
earth and the new witches will be there to take over and teach new witches. And this is
Mhm.
just a continuous path of maiden, mother, crone.
Mhm.
Whether it's through career, whether
Mhm.
it's through being witches, whether actual mothering or friendships, but there's that constant change of you are the maiden, you're the new person, you are the mother, you've been there a while, and now you're the crone, you're teaching your replacement so that you can go on and experience something else.
Mhm.
And it's a door that we all have to walk through.
Yeah.
And whether it's with career, marriages, relationships, whatever we encounter, it's that constant evolution of everything must end. We have to become okay with it and decide what we're doing next.
well, you know, I've talked to you about like what will I do
Yeah,
after
for sure,
retirement,
yeah.
and I would love to see the world. I've never been able to do that because as a single mom, you know,
Of three kids.
of 3 kids. I worked 2 jobs,
Yeah.
and you know,
Sometimes 3.
I grew up poor, so I've never had a lot. But one of the things I would love to do is go see the world before.
Do you want to be a
I'm out of-
gypsy with me?
yeah, but I want to see the world. Like I thought, I looked at.
I don't care to stay in the United States. We can
She
live
opens
here.
it.
I've looked at teaching English as a second language
Yeah.
in other countries as a possible, you know, second career as
Mhm.
when I retire
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Wilbur. So
It's huge.
Yeah.
All right, I'm only doing a couple of shuffles, but somebody has to shuffle for me to cleanse my cards.
go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, shit.
Watch the fire.
Are you drawing or reading your own card?
No, I'll shuffle and you hand it back to you and then you can draw for me. Yeah. Same.
You're gonna draw your own
Yes, you're going to read for me, so I will set our book right off to the side then. I will draw my own card.
Ask Jayme's team of light to please step forward and be present. All of them. I feel like there's so many.
There's so many.
I feel like it's a whole room full of people.
Exactly.
There's so many of them. They're like here, 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 here.
I know. I see them lined up when I get the vision of them. They're actually, instead of a shadow body, they're like light bodies and there's shadow behind them, which sounds weird. So it's like the inverse of,
Yeah.
if you saw like shadows. And I see them lined up in a formation like geese. So it's like one and then there's like, they go out like this. And I don't see people in the middle of the V flight pattern, but that's how I see them line up when they come into my head. It's like there's a central person that steps forward, and then like after that, it's just like all the way, and then it just kind of
To infinity.
Yeah, it fades because I don't see the very last person. It's just like there's a lot.
They just go on and on and on.
Mommy, there's a card that decided to pop for you. Me, it's right there.
I believe that would be
Two of Swords.
Two of Swords. Are we going to leave that one out?
I think there may be a second message.
So one of the things that we do whenever we're shuffling cards is if one jumps out of the deck when you're shuffling, we put it aside and read that one as well as the card that we're drawing to see what the message is, because we feel like there is a message there when that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like nothing's a mistake.
No,
There are no coincidences.
No.
Um,
The universe is very intentional.
Well, it makes the entire world, a divination. So like everything that you do can become something that you read a message from. Right. This split for me.
Son of Cups.
Oh, masculine energy. All right.
Son of
Ready.
Cups.
Son of Cups. And my accompanying message is the Two of Swords.
Yes. Okay, so the book says the words for this are artistic and introspective.
Okay. Yes.
Like all of the Cups family, the Sun truly excels within the arts, not the hearts,
Arts and arts.
within the arts.
Okay.
He's usually a musician or a visual artist of some kind, and he finds success within his field. His natural tendency to look forward adds to his charm and mystique. To others, he may seem secretive and even peaceful, while deep down inside, he carries a dark kernel of intensity.
Ooh, I'm intense. That's probably mostly true. Well, I think it's interesting that when we did our videos for how did we get started as witches, and I said mine was in my art class.
Yeah. Well, and on top
Art
of that,
led
it
me
says
to
that you carry
witchcraft.
this dark kernel of intensity, which
For
I
sure.
think is Seven Green Sisters has kind of brought that out of you along with your husband,
Yeah.
and this kind of like I do have this different side to me
Such a
that
neighbor side. I
Mhm.
never realized before. I never realized my passion and drive. I always thought I was that shy person. I mean,
Mhm.
that was one of the things I said for the interview was that I always thought of myself as like shy. I don't talk to people, but I learned different. Once I
she's
really
not.
embrace this, no,
you're
I'm
not at
not.
all.
No,
You're
I
not
can
at
talk people's ear off for hours.
Yeah, or
Wild.
sing them Disney songs as they're trying to go to sleep.
This is a thing I do. Yep.
This is a thing she does.
Yeah. I know that she's the younger sister and she's supposed to annoy me, but truly, I
She
annoy her.
annoys me, yeah. I have been ready to smother her a couple times with a pillow.
I have it on video.
But I love that it says like he's usually a musician or a visual artist of some kind and
Yes.
finds success within his field.
Yeah.
And I think that the arts and the craft side of witchcraft has always been there for you.
Yes.
And
Putting the things together.
yeah. And now you just, it's kind of like a propeller.
I think that one of the important things is as we help people understand the witch world, from our perspective, is that we are visually appealing to them. That it's
Mhm.
like this is what things look like. This is how we do it. And really showing that very intimate, personal side of ourselves where here's what it looks like when I put my spell together. Because there might be that fear of rejection or somebody being like, what is that?
Judgment.
Judgment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I really meant.
Yeah,
Besides
yeah.
rejection, but judgment of, you know,
Yeah.
Instagram. You want to feel immediate like judgment? Go on Instagram and look at other people's stuff and be like, oh shit, I'm not anything. Like, what am I?
Well, you know, one
It's
of
tough.
I mean, a human trait, number one, is we want to be loved, we want to be liked.
We want to be accepted.
Accept it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Acceptance into a group. And I think that with building Seven Green Sisters, I want everybody to know that they can be accepted at any level. Because I don't think that that's out there anywhere. People don't talk about that. That
Yeah.
when you're new and just starting out and you feel really inadequate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, it can be overwhelming.
All the sounds today about people feeling inadequate when they first start something and they're not good at it. It's like, you're not supposed to be good at it.
Yeah.
You know, I once knew a girl who used to call herself stupid all the time because that's what she heard growing up. I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm dumb.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Were you ever
Did you guys hear the cat meow?
I just got the video. I asked her, I said, were you ever exposed to this when you were younger? She's like, no. I said, do you think you were born with this? Do you think other people were born with this? And she thought about it. She said, no, probably not. They probably learned something. I said, right. So that's not being dumb or stupid. That's just not being exposed. So every single thing that's new that you come across is an opportunity to learn or leave it. Just like what you said in your interview, where it was like, let it go if it's not for you. Let it go if it's not for you. I think we all might have said it in some form or way. Like, learn what you want to learn, and what you don't care about, let it go, and don't feel to live up to anybody else's standard.
Let that shit go.
Let that shit go. There's a book about that. I have a book on that.
I think it's literally called Let That
It
Shit
is.
Go.
It's called Let That Shit Go. It's really funny. And there's Zen as fuck. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
have
We
Zen
all
as fuck.
we all have Zen.
Yeah. It's just a super cute little journal thing. Maybe I'll put the link in that. So
Yeah. Couple links to the.
Okay, so my next card that the universe gave me was the Two of Swords.
Was that the end of Pentacles?
Yeah. So it was just like the artistic ability, being present. You have a deep kernel of something.
Dark intensity.
Intense kernel.
Dark kernel
Dark.
of intensity is what it's
Dark.
Well, I feel like
I have a water sign. This is a cup.
and
So.
I feel like the you know, the part about being, can you read that again? So I can, because I have something to say, but now I can't remember.
So I'm going to read it again. It says, like all of the Cups family, the son truly excels within the arts. He's usually a musician or a visual artist of some kind, and he finds success within his field. His natural tendency to look inward adds to his charm and mystique. To others, he may seem secretive and even peaceful, while deep down inside, he carries a dark kernel of intensity.
I think your dark kernel of intensity is the drive to succeed. You know, you're like, I don't know that you've ever, I mean, I'm talking about with this endeavor where you are like working really, really hard to build the classes, the teachable classes that people, that you can help people transform their lives.
Yeah.
And that's, and I happen to know, because I'm your mother, we talk a lot, that's where your focus.
DNA.
That's where your focus has been on creating these courses so you can help people transform their lives. So I think that's, I don't know if it's dark, but it's like this very deep part of you is like, you have this desire to help other people.
Absolutely.
And the artistic part of you is coming through. It's like, all right, so how is the messaging and what does that look like? And everything, you know, it's, I mean, let's
learn 100 new skills so I can help you, because that's where the intensity is and where it gets dark and you're like, I'm shrouded.
Well, I remember we spoke last week about, you know, you were saying that every time you do something, every time you do one thing, you have to do like 10 hours of research.
Yes.
So progress is slow.
Oh my God.
Progress is like really feeling like arduous right now. And so I feel like this speaks to that, where you are right now.
I like that dark, intense kernel. Yeah.
So let's see what the Two of Swords
I
has.
just want to see what happens when it just pops.
We have a beautiful website with the courses and everything is done. And I've learned all the shit I have to do to make this available to people so I can help people.
Love it.
And
All right.
I speak of it from me, but I mean us. When I say me, I mean also my other halves. I have 3 halves.
The other sisters.
And your extra card that the universe told you must know.
I must know.
You
This is my must know
you
message.
must know it.
All right. So I do want to point out that cups is
Emotion.
It's
Emotion.
emotion. All right. So when
Yeah.
we think about numerology, the cup is the 2. It's
Okay.
BKT. Right?
Okay.
Bucket, cup. That's what it represents. BKT represents a bucket of emotion because that's what the 2 is. My numerology is I'm a 2-5.
Mhm.
So here we have the cup, which is an emotion card, right?
Mhm.
Now we've got the 2,
Mhm.
which is having to see through. I sort of know this card, but
Yeah.
yes, please
Me
tell
too.
me.
Okay.
All right. So 2 of Swords is blocked vision and stalemate. The
Thank you.
Well, as we
What was
know,
I just saying about how much research you have to do to get onto one thing?
yeah,
And just-
and
you were
I
saying
have
like
to
1 step
persist.
forward, 10
Yeah.
steps, 10 steps back. You just told me that
100%.
last week.
Yeah.
well, and we also know in any business or writing or any craft or anything that you're doing,
Entrepreneurship.
you 100% will get to a place where you're like, ugh, like I
You
just
have to,
don't know,
yeah.
like
You
you're
have to
just,
new.
you're
You have to
stale.
new learn stuff. You have to learn new stuff.
Well, you end up, I think, questioning yourself.
It's like a writer's block. You just kind of get this writer's block where
and
you
you end up doubting, what that leads to is like self-doubt and like
I got
was
that
it
last
really
year.
was I
Last
like
year was self
is this what I'm really supposed to be doing? Am I doing this right? Is this ever gonna like turn into something? Because I put in all of this effort
yeah.
and so far it's feel like you're trudging through mud or quicksand even maybe.
tar.
Tar. Yeah,
Let's go
tar.
slower than
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
That is sometimes my daily life doing shit.
Well, I say quicksand because it's like now I'm stuck. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna make. There's actually quicksand in the world. Never mind. Anyway, read the card.
Anywho, the 2 of Swords depicts 2 opposing forces that have reached a stalemate. You cannot progress forward with either a relationship or a life decision. There's an answer that's being blocked, maybe by choice. Many times this card will indicate you do not wish to face the truth. The light will reveal.
Ooh, I like the light will reveal. I try not to ever just completely disregard stuff, although I will procrastinate. I'm a professional procrastinator. But in my endeavor, when we're talking about this being a Capricorn full moon card where things are coming to fruition, this would be me facing the fact that I have to continually admit that I don't know things. That's uncomfortable for me because I'm a know-it-all.
This is Jayme.
Know-it-all.
Did you know?
I know everything. And I was in the IT world, right? So like part of my life, I was working with computers and programs and all of that. But this is 100% different. And it's me putting myself out there, like visually with people, which is 100%, 1,000,000,000% new, super scary. But all of it, I just keep having, what I guess I do to tell this card like F off because I'll do what I want and you can't really stalemate me in this thing because I want it so bad. I keep thinking about the one person that I help, and it could be anybody, so there's just like that one person out there that I help that they get out of their abusive relationship, they take back control of their life, they send themselves on a healthy path, and then they too become a teacher. And if I did that for one person, it's all worth it for me. And that is what I focus on. Instead of like this grand, huge picture, that's what's very overwhelming. That's like the black hole that you're being sucked into that's like opposing forces. And you don't want to admit that it's so big. Because if you think about it as being that big, you're like,
it's overwhelming.
I can't do that. Like me as a single person can't do that. But when I think about it as the one person, if I think about just changing one person's life, helping one person at a time.
Yeah.
And I've already helped people. So it's not like I haven't done it before, but that's all I can focus on at one time. And the emotional side, so the fact that this is like a cups of emotion and this is the 2, it's always being truthful with myself about how I'm feeling. So if I am having an off day where I feel down and I really need to take a break, I do. I really do. I allow myself that because pushing through it just creates more bad habits of not acknowledging when you need that break, when you need to do self-care or whatever. So yeah, well, thank you, universe, for my messages, my team of light coming through to be like, I got a good one, and I got a like, hey, by the way, stay on
Well, I
top of
think
that.
that cards are really accurate for, you know, the reading for the career.
They always are.
Always.
Always
that-
are, yeah.
They always
Yeah.
always
Are.
are.
Always.
Always are.
They always are.
You know, in saying our thoughts beforehand, it's like, this is saying, yes, you're going forward, doing the right thing. And this is just acknowledging the fears that I have within doing something that is so far outside my comfort zone.
And
I'm not-
me, and
not sure
me
if you
admitting
want
the
that.
whole thing about my good
The
job
job.
coming to me
Yeah.
and getting the transformation
Yeah.
card.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay.
Well, this
Well,
concludes our reading
yes.
for tonight, you guys.
So at this point, we
Yeah.
thank
Thank
our
our
We thank our
Lights.
team of light. The end of the ceremony, ritual, circle, whatever you would like to call it, is when I blow out the candle, I release our team of lights, and I tell them, you know, thank you for being here and helping us and seeing truth and guiding us on our path. And that is how we ended. And now we go on our way and discuss stuff and have drinks and jump in the pool because it's hot out. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank
We
you
hope
guys
you guys
so much.
enjoyed it. If you liked what we did here, we can do this every full moon or
New
maybe
moon.
even new moon. That's every 2 weeks. But if you like what we're doing here, let us know in the comments below. Subscribe, follow, like, all those good things that
Share.
we're supposed to say.
I think it's subscribe, like,
I said
follow,
subscribe,
share.
follow.
Yes, say share.
What did I say?
Share.
Well, more than anything, did you pull cards for the full
Hey,
moon? And if you did,
full
tell
moon.
us about those.
We want to hear.
Definitely,
For sure.
definitely. And if you connect with this, the Wild Unknown Tarot, let me know. I mean, I had the
We'll post a link for it also.
yeah, I had the Rider-Waite forever just because it was like the easiest to learn because there were so many books on it. But you know, I got this deck. There's one book on it, and it connected with me so well. So that is all I use now.
And if anybody's interested in this super awesome little crystal holder that I made, let me know. 'Cause I'll make
She's
some
only
more.
made one.
I made one as a test. And but
I love it.
I would love to make more if anyone thinks about something that they would like.
Yeah.
I'd love to help you out. So
Travel crystal
yeah.
thing.
Or thingamajig.
All right. Thanks, everybody.